Good morning and welcome to John Beck. This is your principal, Mr. Lin, and I hope that you had a wonderful Tuesday yesterday. Today is Wednesday, November 9th, 2022, and it is a day A for instrumentals. It is also a day 1. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, I want to invite you, as I always do, to stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Go ahead and take a seat. I'm so happy that you're here. It's nice to know that you're part of our school and that you're present with us. You guys, each one of you are really important and a really important part of our school. Important ingredients. All right, let's go ahead and go over our choices for lunch. We have 4 choices. Your first choice, the hot choice, is the walking taco with brown rice. That's choice 1. Choice 2 is Chef Junior Salad. Choice 3 for our kindergarten through 2nd grade students is the lunchbox meal with turkey. And the 3rd through 6th grade students is a turkey sandwich meal. And then last but not least, choice 4, the sun butter sandwich. All right. So now you all know that we have 3 expectations here at the school. Number 1, show that you're respectful to yourself as well as to other people. You want to make sure you give that respect to get the respect. Show that you're responsible with your hands, with your feet, with your mouth, right? Pause, guys. Use your brain and just hit the brakes before you do anything that you might regret. Pause. Think about what you're going to do. And if it's a good idea to do it, and even if no one else is watching you and you know what the right thing to do is, go ahead and do it. If it's probably not advisable, maybe if you want to do something that looks fun, but when you pause and you think about it, maybe you shouldn't, then don't, okay? That's being responsible too. And finally, show that you're ready to learn, ready to deal with hard things like learning, like all sorts of matters in life. Showing that you're ready, that's the 3rd R. Now, guys, we've talked about conflict resolution. That is our character building trait for this month of November. Remember, it all starts with, once again, taking that pause. I want to ask you to join me with this again, okay? And today, instead of using the smelling the flower and the blowing the candle, I want to teach you something else that is actually one of my personal favorites. It's called starfish breathing, okay? So you're going to use one of your hands here, okay? Just put it up. And then you'll just trace using the index finger of your other hand up the thumb, down the thumb in between your index finger, breathing in as you go up, breathing out as you come down. In and out. But you're going to do it nice and slowly. And once you get to the end of your pinky, you're going to go backwards, okay? Do it with me. I invite you, okay? So get yourself settled. By the way, when I mean settle, I mean like allowing the couch to hold you up. Do you notice your seat holding the weight of your body? All right. I like to close my eyes, but you don't have to. Let's go ahead. Take that first breath in. Notice how slowly I'm doing it. And as you breathe out, you can trace your fingers down your thumb. In, up your index finger, nice and slow. And out. Let your shoulders relax. As you breathe in, use your nose. Notice the coolness of that air coming in through your body, filling your belly up like a balloon. And as you breathe out, do it through your mouth. Notice the warmth of that air. Notice your shoulders relaxing. Go ahead, breathe in again. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Guys, don't worry about what anything else is going on, who's around you. Just breathe in. Notice the awesomeness of that breath. Notice when you stop breathing in for a brief second before you breathe out. Notice as you're tracing that we're going backwards now towards our thumb. Breathe in. And breathe out. Keep going. In. And out. Go ahead, give me 2 more breaths. In. And breathe out. Notice the fullness of that breath. One last time. In. And breathe out. Thanks for joining me, guys. Why do we do this? Once again, the art of breathing matters. It's what keeps us alive. We do it naturally, but each breath sustains our life. We can't live without our breath. So notice it. And for those of us who believe in blessings, it's a blessing every single breath, every little tiny thing. It's a good way to get our brains to just notice these things. Otherwise, our brains are just caught up in things that we're nervous about, things that we're upset about in the past. We'll give our brain a break and allow it to just stop. And in the middle of a conflict with a friend, an argument maybe, sometimes giving your brain that rest allows you to come back to this situation and say, you know what? Maybe I should do something like walk away. Maybe I should do something else rather than get into a fight or get into an argument. All right? So I want to encourage you. I want to invite you to do that. Now, we have no special announcements today, but I've got a really interesting this day in history to share with you. For all you girls out there, this is a little girl power, okay? Today's a birthday, November 9th, right? But back in 1914 was the birthday of Hedy Lamarr. Now, you might not know who she is. But back then, in the 1940s and the 1930s, almost 100 years ago, maybe a little less than that, she was a world-renowned Hollywood actress. She was glamorous, she was beautiful, people absolutely loved her films. She was a really popular actress, and people studied her fashion. They wanted to copy her. But one thing that people forgot about her was that with all that beauty, there was an amazing brain in her head. Now, you see, she was born in a place called Austria, which eventually came under the German rule over there in Europe. She came over as a kid to the United States, and that's where she became famous throughout her younger years. And back in 1940s, in the early 1940s, we were involved in a war against Germany. The United States against Germany, the rest of the world against Germany and their friends, and that was called World War II. And there was a lot of technology at that time. In fact, one of the cool technologies back then were missiles. Not just normal missiles that would fly through the air, but missiles that would go underwater. They would have propellers and they would just shoot out of a ship or a submarine. Those missiles are called torpedoes. And earlier on, they were actually controlled by radio waves. You know, the signals that might be used on the radio to listen to music. Some of those signals can be used to create kind of a remote control situation where you can control these underwater torpedoes, these underwater missiles. Well, the enemy will try to jam and scramble those radio waves so that it would make it impossible for us to control those torpedoes. So if I wanted to shoot you with a torpedo, you might scramble my radio waves, and then all of a sudden I can't control that torpedo, and I might just miss my target. So Hedy Lamarr and her friends started thinking, you know what, there's got to be a way to get past the scrambling. And they developed something called frequency hopping. Now, you may not be scientists, and that might not make a lot of sense to you. But what's interesting is that as she and her friends started kind of studying the science behind how to get our torpedoes to work despite the enemy trying to scramble our radio waves, they came up with the original designs of science that has since led to things like Bluetooth, right? So if you've ever used Bluetooth, that science started with Hedy Lamarr, the amazing Hollywood actress. If you've ever used a GPS, right, on your phone, or GPS signals even, that basic science started with Hedy Lamarr. And it's pretty amazing. Even Wi-Fi, right, with the internet and all of that. Now, we're talking about somebody who lived and was really famous 70, 80 years ago, right? That basically rounds up to 100 years ago. And there she was, an amazing actress. Think about the most amazing singers and pop stars out there. But secretly behind the scenes, this amazing woman had an amazing brain, and she was using it to help our military win the war. And in the process of doing so, developed all sorts of interesting ideas that has since led to GPS, Wi-Fi, right? And Bluetooth. It's pretty amazing. So that's the story of Hedy Lamarr. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday to her. Unfortunately, she did pass away about 20 years ago, but definitely somebody that's worth celebrating. All right. In case nobody has shared this with you, I love you. I care about you. I'm here to encourage you. I want to encourage you to go share that message to people. Today, find not just Mr. Lin, not just your teachers. Definitely still go tell your teachers you love, care, and encourage them. But find someone you don't talk to too much. And then on the side, just tell them, hey, I love you. I care about you. I'm here to encourage you. Or if you want to just simplify it, you could do what a lot of you guys still do. Just say thanks, right? Because I want to thank you for being a part of my life, this school I get to work at. And, if you don't want to say love, care, and encouragement, just go around. Tell people thank you. All right. Can't wait to see you guys around. Have an amazing Wednesday.